Alright my people, we're back with another video. Today we have a bit of a conundrum to solve. We're trying to solve mono electric in this metagame, and electric right now, most people, like, we've been playing the Teal Mask DLC for at least 2 weeks now, or a bit over 2 weeks, and if anyone wants to say what the worst type is at the moment, it's definitely gonna have to be electric. Now, it's a bit difficult for me to personally explain why electric is pretty bad, all things considered, but I do want to see if there's any attempt of trying the type right now on DLC 1, because I don't think I've seen a single electric team. At the same time, I gave electric a bit of a chance back before Pokemon Home came out, and it was a bit better then because the overall power level of the meta game was like lower, but now so many good mons came back for so many types, and electric just could not keep up with that. So yeah, we're gonna just be going over electric, try and see what we can make, and like just try and let you guys know why this thing is like us, because it's just like, it's so hard to build with this type or like win any games. Like, electric doesn't really have any particularly strong matchups, and that's the issue with the type at the moment. But before we get into that, if you aren't subscribed and you've been enjoying the content lately, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're on our way to 300 subscribers by the end of the year. I know we can do it. So yeah, if you're watching my videos and you're like, ah, this guy's making some heat content, give a subscription, and also give a like if you also enjoyed this video, and let me know if you tried electric in the monotype metagame. Like, electric has a much better time in that deck's monotype, is probably one of the better types there, but an SV is just lacking in many departments. So yeah, let's go into the team builder. We got the box ready. I'm using a box because there's a bit more than 6 Pokemon that I can talk about today. But yeah, let's look at electric now, and as you can see, these guys don't really bring, you know, much to be desired. You know, like, you have your Rotom Wash, you have a Lecky, you have like Zapdos, Iron Hands, like those are good mons, and then after that it just goes to like complete garbage. So in terms of the Pokemon I determined on this type that are probably worth your time if you want to try and build mono electric is obviously Regieleki, fastest mon in the meta game, you know, just outspeeds everything. Like, Regieleki naturally outspeeds something like the likes of Scarfire and Valiant, so you know, it is so fast. Some more Pokemon as well. Rotom Wash for sure, Zapdos should be considered on most teams, Sandy Shocks, where is it? Yep, there it is. Iron Hands. What other monster I have down? I put down Morpeko for the sake of it's a new Pokemon, and I want to see if it can actually do anything in this tier, because it's a spinner. When this thing, when electric has like no hazard removal options outside of default Oricorio, so having this as a rapid spinner is probably decent. It also has good pivoting. I'm pretty sure it has Super Fang as well. Yeah, so I just want to see if like Morpeko's niche could be something along the utility lines, which could actually help the type a lot, because lack of removal is very annoying for the grounded Pokemon, especially things like Iron Hands, which are trying to come in repeatedly to check certain things. Having spikes up is not fun for this type at all. So yeah, I put down Morpeko for that reason. Both Thunderouses, I don't think I've tried Thunderous Eye, and obviously these guys clash with Zapdos' typing, but at the same time I'm also trying to experiment with this stuff as well. And then Magnezone as well. Magnezone was something that was seeing some usage like pre-home and even post-home metagame as well, just because it's a steel type, and you know, that's very solid defensively. Also helps in the steel matchup, which was also pretty common at the time. You basically trapped Corv, which was okay, and you know, you could definitely like revenge kill Heatran if it was chipped a little bit. Like, electric's favored into steel, I felt at the time. So yeah, Magnezone's niche was kind of there. I've always liked Electros on mono electric. I think its coverage is very underrated in terms of having access to Flamethrower and you know, Giga Drain to hit ground and grass type Pokemon respectively. And yeah, I think having Flamethrower for grass types is very useful. Also having Zapdos in general, so you know, things like that. And then like the last mon I want to talk about is like Hisuian Electrode, which is also a really fast mon, and you know, kind of helps in the ground matchup. I don't think it's that good because you're going to be running Rotom Wash most times on electric teams, so like this thing's niche is kind of non-existent, but at the same time it's faster than, you know, Pult. Doesn't do anything to Pult, but T-Wave into dying, I guess. But you know, like, it's definitely one that has a niche on the type. And then pretty much everything else just seems useless. I guess I can include Vikavolt. This is also one I haven't tried. Gives electric like a web sort of playstyle as well. Whether that's good or not is you know, to be determined. But yeah, other than that, don't really see anything else worth using. Killer Watch will pretty much disappeared. I mean, Pormot has a niche for Revival Blessing, but like Iron Hands is just kind of better for that, in my opinion. I guess Bellybolt. I mean, Bellybolt has Toxic. Yeah, I should definitely consider this Pokemon, to be fair. It got Toxic, Recovery, Parabolic Charge into Electromorphosis is, you know, a pretty solid like thing. It also has Reliable Recovery. Like, this one is actually not bad. Yeah, it's definitely something usable on the type. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing else I think is worth using on electric. So we could go through these all one by one, or I could try and build a team with these guys to a certain extent. I should probably write down Bellybolt onto my list of paper that I have at the moment. Is there any other mons that I did not write down? Vikavolt, I guess, kind of have to respect Vikavolt slightly. So yeah, let's try and build a team. We have about 1, 2, 3, 6, 12. We have 13 options to choose from. We have to pick 6. We'll see what we can do with electric, but I feel like the mandatory options on electric teams like is already going to be kind of restricted in terms of the team building side, if you want to get the most standard you know, optimization. But I think Rotom Wash and I think Zapdos are pretty necessary additions onto electric. Both ground immunities, which is electric's only weakness, and you know, Earthquake is a very common move. Both of these guys are very solid defensively. Rotom Wash only has one weakness to grass. Zapdos resists grass, also checks grass, which is like pretty, like it's common on the ladder right now. Like grass is a pretty strong type because you know, you have Ogerpon forms, which are very, very strong Pokemon in their own right. So yeah, this defensive core is always something that electric should be running, in my opinion. They just synergize well together. Rotom Wash also resists water, which I mean ice, which Zapdos is weak to as well. I do think Iron Hands is also a requirement as well, just because it's a pretty strong Pokemon in general, very bulky, adds on to the defensive core a bit, and you know, fighting checks ice, it checks rock, which Zapdos is weak to. Not like rock is particularly common, but you know, it's just a bulky mon to have. Also, you know, it's very useful in the dark matchup. So that's, you know, 3 out of 6. So half our team is done already, and I'm just like, bro, what else is coming afterwards? I do think there's a bit of things you can do. I guess you could try and go for Sandy Shocks, and I say Sandy Shocks because it's the only hazard setter on electric, and yeah, not having hazards when your mons are kind of just passive, you know, defensive Pokemon probably isn't the best idea, all things considered. So you could try and fit like a Sandy Shock set here. I don't know if you'd run both Spikes and Stealth Rocks. I feel like you'd either choose one or the other, and then, you know, run Dual Stab and maybe Power Gem. I say Power Gem because, you know, you're hardwood by Landorus T if you don't run Power Gem. So, you know, also hits other flying types. To be fair, you're clicking T-Bolt on those guys, but hitting Thunderous T on flying is also pretty useful, so that's why Power Gem is ran. So it's hard for me to determine whether you'd go both Stealth Rocks or Spikes, but it is up to preference, I suppose. But I would probably choose one or the other here. And then we have 2 slots left, and I really don't think, I mean, these 2 slots are kind of difficult, because at the same time, like, there's a lot of decent Pokemon I feel like you could go, like Bellybolt, for example. Like I said, this one got Toxic. You know, it is generally bulky as well. Like, it kind of reminds me of Stunfisk in a way. You have high HP, you have decent defensives, but at least, you know, you have recovery on like Stunfisk, and knowing if Stunfisk even came back in Generation 9, it probably wouldn't even keep Toxic. So yeah, I think this one probably has some potential. Thunderouses, again, is hard to justify running like 2 electric flying mons. Like, I don't like type overlap, especially on a type like electric, because you just have weaker matchups into the things that beat you know, your double typed Pokemon like ice. Like, ice becomes suddenly really harder if you decide to go like Sandy Shock, Zapdos, Thunderous T, because like Rotom Wash is the only ice resistance, and electric defensively on its own is not a solid type, and a lot of these guys are, you know, mono electric, or, you know, electric doesn't add on to their dual typing all too much other than like an electric resist, obviously. So yeah, there's things like that. I mean, you could probably like try and fit Magnezone somewhere, but like I kind of find it hard to fit Magnezone because it's slow. It has some common weaknesses which kind of annoy it, like fighting and ground especially. Like we can handle ground obviously, but like, you know, it's still just a scary aspect. But you know, it does hit hard. You probably need some offensive power, but Sandy Shocks already kind of covers the electric, you know, special attacker role, so Magnezone might not be necessary. But at this point I want to try and get a complete team and then maybe potentially test it out a little bit to see how it goes. But yeah, Morpeko as well. Morpeko is something to consider for spinning, or else you'll just have, I mean, you're going boots on Zapdos anyway, so it's not really the end of the world, but maybe like the spin thing, because like it does hit kind of hard, it is kind of fast, doesn't really have bulk, but like it's definitely something I could try and test out. Knockoff is also very useful for this Pokemon now because it has usable Dark Stab. But yeah, let me give this a shot. Like, there's also other mons that I'd like to like fit onto this type as well, like Electros, for example, another ground immunity that's very useful. I do want to see like some support, like Thunderous Incarnate Form, which, you know, has Prankster T-Wave to, you know, slow down other opponents. I think Paralysis is a very underrated status condition in Generation 9, especially when, you know, Power Creep has made Speed Tiers so important, and I think having that priority Paralysis is very useful to have sometimes, you know. So Webs also do the same thing, but Vikavolt doesn't really offer too much in terms of other like you're not improving any other matchups really. Like you just kind of offer Webs and you're like a strong special attacker as well, but it's not like Electric is particularly lacking in any special attackers right now. So I could fit more Peko and then just go Belly Bolt last. I want to see how that realistically goes, because like Iron Hands, I mean, I could go Spadef, but like this thing has really high like it's hard for me to determine which defense I want to invest on Belly Bolt. But yeah, let's say this is our 6. I can obviously build another team, probably mainly keeping these 3 in hand. I do think Rotom and Zapdos should be mandatory on every team. Sandy Shocks arguably as well, but you know, I might have to drop Sandy Shocks if I don't need it. Maybe fit an Electros, or you know, like, yeah, I think it's mainly just trying to fit Electros, maybe Regieleki as well, because that Mon's speed is very good. Because I look at my team now, it's very, very slow. Rotom's not going to be running speed, Zapdos isn't running speed, Hands isn't really running speed. Sandy Shocks is going to be max speed, but base 101 being the fastest is, I don't know. Like, it's a very, like, sort of balanced sort of team that I'm going for with Electric, which I don't believe would even work that much. Like, Gen 9 is offense supreme, so, you know, realistically, you could go, like, Hazard setting Sandy Shocks and then go, like, just offensive. We'll have to see. Maybe I do try that out first. Like, maybe I just go Regieleki. But Regieleki is still just let down by the fact that it just doesn't do anything against ground-type Pokemon, which, to be fair, Electric doesn't have the best answers for anyway. But, yeah, let's go with this 6, see how it goes. So let's start off with Rotom Wash, for example. Like, I'm trying to think. I don't think defensive Rotom Wash is the play, you know. I think if you actually want to beat certain types like Flying, you have to go like a Nasty Plot, like offensive set, in my opinion. Like maybe substitute Nasty Plot, then just go like T-Bolt and Hydro Pump. Or, I'm trying to think. Flying doesn't really have good answers to Hydro Pump spam. I mean D-Knight's kind of annoying, I suppose. But yeah, it could be stored power as well to beat a Moongus, but your Moongus answer is gonna probably just be sack something to sleep, go Zapdos or something. But yeah, I do think that you have to go like an offensive Rotom Wash on Electric. Zapdos on the other hand is probably gonna be something more physically defensive, because you really want Zapdos' bulk. Hurricane, Heat Wave, Roost, and U-Turn most likely is going to be the set here. I would go Volt Switch, but like I want to, you know, guarantee the pivot. You get me? So there's that. Don't know what EV spread I want to go. I guess you want to outspeed like This should not be slower than Breloom by any circumstance. So, I mean, I'm assuming they're all adamant, so I'll just go enough speed for that. Max HP and then the rest in like defense or something just to maximize bulk. Go bold nature, and Zapdos should be tanking stuff decently well. Now, since we don't really have like a special wall, we can assume to go Assault Vest Iron Hands is still a very bulky Pokemon. Run Drain Punch, Rock Slide, I guess. Yeah, you want to be hitting flying types as well. Volt Switch and then like EQ or something. Definitely need Drain Punch in my opinion. Let's see. You also don't really need Heavy Slam. You don't, because fighting doesn't really work. But at the same time, we don't have any fairy resistances, so that's also something that you have to consider. And also like the Magnezone matchup as well. But yeah, Ice Punch most likely. Yeah, you probably want Ice Punch on this. Yeah, it won't have any pivoting. I don't think you need Volt Switch. You either double or you just like do something else, and then this could just be the set. So they typically, I mean, so Vest Fighting. I mean, I'm not trying to copy sample sets, but I'm just trying to see what this can do. Obviously, let's test out some stuff. Because under most circumstances, you're beating most special attackers. I guess Fairy's a bit annoying, but they don't like... Fairy has no ground either, so it's just a war of attrition in my opinion. Could go... Let me give this a shot. This sounds fun. Like, innovation, don't be scared to try anything out, guys. Always be willing to test things. Like, you might think this EV spread is looking like crazy, but you know Iron Hands already has a really massive HP stat anyway, so that's why I want to go a bit more offensive. Because I remember when I was running electric pre-Pokemon Home, I wasn't going max HP, max special defense, because you didn't really need that maximum bulk on electric. I went like defense and special defense to actually have like another physical wall. But now, you know, pre-home there was no Zapdos, so Zapdos can just take over that Fizz Death roll pretty well, has reliable recovery, all that good stuff. So Sandy Shocks here, interesting item. I don't really know what to go. It's not going to be like some sort of suicide lead. Obviously could go Magnet, could go Leftovers as well, heavy duty boots. Doesn't really matter too much, but it's just that I'm going to choose between Stealth Rocks and Spikes. I'm going to choose Stealth Rock here, go Earth Power, T-Bolt, and you know, Power Gem here. You could obviously swap out T-Bolt for Volt Switch, but yeah, I'll just prefer to have T-Bolt, to be honest. Then we have more Morpeko. Like I said, it's going to be more like a, you know, pivoting utility one with Rapid Spin, knockoff Aura Will, and I want to fit Super Fang, but at the same time I want to fit Parting Shot / U-Turn, and that's the annoying thing. This is so tough. I mean, we could drop Super Fang and then just go Parting Shot. I do think its pivoting is very important here. This one has no bulk regardless if I go HP investment or not, so I'm just going to go max attack, max speed, maximum speed nature. And then I do like Life Orb Belecki, seeing how we actually have removal on Morpeko, so I want to see how this goes. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch. What other moves do we have? Ancient Power. Ancient Power is actually valid. Or we go like Spin on Regieleki, and then nah, Spin Life Orb is insane. I would probably have to go like Boots Aleki if I wanted to go Rapid Spin. But you know, Morpeko. Now that I think about it, if Aleki has Spin, there's not really much of a point to run Morpeko. Yeah, okay. But I do want to give this one a shot though. Only if like let's look at this. Super Fang, all of that. Then I go Spin on Aleki, run Ancient Power, so you know Thunderous doesn't do anything. I go Magnet instead, so I don't take recoil damage. And then yeah, this team actually looks okay for electric. It looks okay. So yeah, we're gonna hop on my ult, test this team out, because I'm not trying to ladder electric on main. Like that's just not happening. So let's see if I God, I forgot my password. Anyway, I'll be back. We'll test out a couple of games, see how it goes. Okay guys, first game, and obviously you can tell this is low ladder because there's freaking you know, masquerade webs. So honestly, I could just get out rocks. Like, I'm gonna lead Sandy Shocks, but yeah, as you can see, Bug versus Electric is in Electric's favor, I think, but this doesn't prove anything. Bug is pretty mid, all things considered. So there goes Sliverwing. I don't know what to expect from this guy, but I have a Zapdos. You know, I shouldn't really be too worried. The EQ. I mean, I could just try and land Hurricane or just naturally just get Heat Wave on a lot of stuff. But yeah, they don't like, obviously this type doesn't like thing. So that did 35. Decent damage. I'm obviously going to swap out here. Cause it just depends. Do I want to go Iron Hands to take this? I mean, I don't want Iron Hands getting chipped. I'll go Sandy Shocks because I resist, you know, Rock. So they go for Stone Axe, does 25. They could be non-choice scarf, but I'm gonna get out my rocks as well. Zapdos is still gonna be healthy. Lockix loses to hands. Like, you actually have strong, like, you have strong bonds. Like, half your team is like OU level, but at the same time, like, the synergy just isn't there. Bro, is this guy good? You're dying, bro. This is why you run Power Gem. What is this, bro? I mean, again, I'm not really staying in. I have no reason to. The U-turn, static maybe. No static, that's fine. They sacked their wing condo, so very confused about that. This is probably scarfed as well. They'll probably predict me, but I'll go Iron Hands because, you know, they missed Stone Axe anyway. Cool. Gonna Drain Punch because I know that kills. And yep, I get my health back. I do have to be careful with Sizzle though. That's something I have to watch out for. I mean, if they go Sizzle, I'm going hard Zap though. Some Fizz Death and I have Heat Wave. So yeah, so they go this. I don't even know what to do here because I don't really want to take CC, but if they U-turn again, that's okay with me. They lunge, they get paralyzed. Yep. Like, I can't lie, I want to make Electric work. I really want to make this thing work. Oh yeah, I roosted. Okay, I was like, why did I take extra damage? Hard Scissor as well. Yeah, this guy's bad. It's low ladder, but yeah, good game. So that doesn't prove anything, but we're gonna play a couple more games. I'll definitely do like a proper showdown live for this. I just want to get a feel for the team. Morpeko didn't do. Bro, this is low ladder monotype is actually just full of bug teams. I'm not even lying. It's just bug. I didn't even remember what I led off with last game. I'm just gonna lead off with Sandy Shocks, bro. Like, what is this? Like, that is actually insane. Like, it's actually just bugged down here, bro. And they're all like low ladder players. Is okay, Stone Axe misses as their choice scarf. That's fine with me. I resist. 28. That's actually decently good damage. Gonna Power Gem again. They go Illumise. They take rocks damage. This. Oh, okay. Actually took that decently well. Tailwind. That's not saving you, bro. I do need to be careful of Heracross though. Don't get it twisted. This one's kind of scary. They go for Trailblaze. Static maybe. No static. They are Flame Orb. Do I risk Hurricane? I think I kind of have to because Regieleki is just gonna get outsped. Yep, we land. Nice. That would have been a bit dicey. They go Vikavolt. Hands should handle this because we're assault vested. Yep, we took 18. I feel like that's choice specs. To do 18 is insane. Volcarona comes in hard on Rock Slide. Solid. Sizzle comes out. Sizzle does not kill me. Oh, that's banded Sizzle. Okay, I survived. That's all that matters. I survived. Yeah, that's banded, bro. Yeah, I'm just gonna Heat Wave. Yep, dead. Okay, and we 6-0 again. This also should die to Heat Wave. Yep, gone. So if I can face another team that isn't bug, maybe I'll end off the video here and say Electric can be solved. But we're up against Dragon now, which is looking interesting. So here's a matchup where I actually have to use my brain a little bit. So yeah, we'll see what I'm able to do here. I feel like Super Fang will be useful, but at the same time, Morpeko just dies to everything. And Dragon resists Electric. Like, Dragon versus Electric has never been a solid matchup, all things considered. Like, Tapu Koko used to help out, but where's Tapu Koko? Nowhere to be seen. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one for sure. Very, very interesting one. I don't even know what I want to lead off with. This matchup is hard. Because they just clanger so on. What do I do? I'm just going to get as much damage as I can. 42 is dead damage. Are they like belly drum or something? Why did they sub? Bro, this guy's bad. There's no way he subbed there. No, there's no way he subbed there. No, to be fair, they can just go Appleton. Why did they have Appleton though? Earth Power would have gone so crazy as well. They do know that it takes a... Okay. Yeah, we're not getting any real games, guys. I apologize. I really want Electric to work. But regardless, Electric versus Dragon, very hard matchup. Oh, we're up against Steel. How nice. Please tell me I'm running EQ. Yeah, I'm running EQ. Okay, it should be okay. Corv will be a bit annoying to break, but I think Nasty Plot Rotom does work anyway. Could lead with Treads. Not that I particularly care if they lead with Treads. Yep, they led with Treads. Can't say I'm not surprised about that one. I'll go Rotom, because the worst they do is knock me off, which I guess is kind of annoying. Okay, or they just straight EQ, that's fine. Huh? 47? That's garbage. Jesus. Empoleon comes out. Does not take that particularly well. I'm gonna sub on this guy. Ah, it doesn't even break the sub. He's bad for that one. Dead. Yeah, nah. 20 base power grass. No, that's not breaking the sub. But taking 47 from Tread's knockoff, that's like max attack. Now he's really considering his options here, because he either dies or something else happens. Well, yeah, I thought Rotom had a bit more bulk than that. To be taking 47 from Treads, that's insane. I might have to add a bit of HP investment for that, because that's not a particularly fun thing to experience. Heatran's dying. Just know Heatran's dying. Assuming I land Pump. This should be dead. Yep, land Pump, that's gone. Bring out your next Pokemon, please. Yep. Okay, so... But taking 47, that damage scared me, bro. Like, how do I stop that from even happening? That's so bad. Anyway, we climbed a little bit. Electric is definitely interesting. I'll let you guys know how the rest of it goes. But I should analyze the matchup type by type. So before I end off this video, we'll just look at... I'll write down every single type for Electric, the matchup. And then, yeah, I'll get back to you guys on that one. But yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really do want to try and solve Electric. I'll never give up on this type. It's definitely a fun one to try and ladder with for sure. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.